The legend of Jack the Ripper has captivated the world for over a century. The unidentified serial killer who terrorized the streets of Whitechapel at London in 1888 remains one of history's most infamous figures. This article aims to delve into the life and times of Jack the Ripper, exploring the socio-economic conditions of Victorian London, the victims, the police investigation, various theories surrounding the identity of the killer, and the lasting impact of this gruesome chapter in criminal history. The late 19th century was a time of significant change in London. The Industrial Revolution had transformed the city, leading to rapid urbanization and population growth. While this era saw advancements in technology and infrastructure, it also resulted in stark socio-economic disparities. The affluent classes enjoyed the benefits of progress, while the working class lived in squalid conditions, particularly in areas like Whitechapel. In the East End, where Jack the Ripper operated, poverty was rampant. Many families struggled to make ends meet, living in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. The area was characterized by its narrow streets, dark alleys, and a high crime rate, making it an environment ripe for the Ripper's sinister activities. Women in Victorian society were often relegated to traditional roles, expected to be wives and mothers. However, many women, especially in impoverished areas like Whitechapel, were forced to work to support themselves and their families. Many became prostitutes, driven by desperation and a lack of viable employment options. The Ripper's victims were predominantly women from this demographic, reflecting the vulnerabilities faced by those in lower social strata. The killer's targeting of these women highlighted not only the brutality of his actions, but also the societal neglect of the most marginalized individuals. Jack the Ripper became a sensational figure in the media, and his story quickly transformed into a legend. The killer's ability to evade capture, coupled with the gruesome nature of his crimes, led to widespread panic and fascination. The press played a significant role in shaping the Ripper narrative, with sensational headlines and graphic descriptions of the murders feeding public intrigue. The Ripper case marked a turning point in the relationship between crime and the media. The identity of Jack the Ripper's victims, often referred to as the canonical five, is crucial to understanding the case. These women, whose tragic lives were cut short, became symbols of the socio-economic struggles of their time. Mary Ann Nichols, August 31st, 1888. Annie Chapman, September 8th, 1888. Elizabeth Stride, September 30th, 1888. Catherine Eddowes, September 30, 1888. Mary Jane Kelly, November 9th, 1888. Each of these women had their own stories and struggles, and examining their lives offers insight into the social issues of Victorian London. The first victim, Mary Ann Nichols, was a 43-year-old woman with a troubled past. She had a history of alcohol abuse and had worked as a domestic servant before turning to prostitution to survive. Her murder set off a wave of fear in Whitechapel as it marked the beginning of a series of brutal killings. Annie Chapman, the second victim, was a 47-year-old woman who had been married but was now living in poverty. She was found in the backyard of 29 Hanbury Street, mutilated in a gruesome manner. The nature of her murder suggested a level of surgical precision that both horrified and fascinated investigators. Elizabeth Stride, often referred to as Long Liz, was 44 years old and had a history of working as a prostitute. Her body was discovered in Dutfield's yard, showing no signs of mutilation, leading some to speculate that the Ripper was interrupted during the attack. The final canonical victim, Mary Jane Kelly, was the most gruesome of all. At 25 years old, she was found in her room at Miller's Court, and the mutilation was far more extensive than in previous cases. Her murder shocked the public and marked the end of the Ripper's spree. Over the years, many individuals have been proposed as possible suspects in the Jack the Ripper case. Some of the most prominent theories include 6.1.1 Montague John Druitt. A barrister and school teacher, Druitt was suggested as a suspect due to his mental health issues and the timing of his suicide shortly after the last murder. Some believe he may have been responsible for the killings, while others argue against the lack of direct evidence. A Polish immigrant and resident of Whitechapel, Kosminski was known to have violent tendencies and was institutionalized for his mental health issues. He was named as a suspect by some investigators at the time, but conclusive evidence remains elusive. A notorious conman and criminal, Ostrog was another name floated as a suspect. However, there is little evidence linking him directly to the murders, and many historians dismiss him as a viable candidate. Theories about the Ripper's motives vary widely. Some believe the killings were sexually motivated, while others suggest they were driven by a desire for power or control. The lack of a clear motive contributes to the enduring mystery surrounding the case. The Ripper case prompted significant changes in law enforcement and crime investigation methods. The public outcry for justice led to the establishment of new investigative techniques and the increased use of forensic science in criminal investigations. The Jack the Ripper case has permeated popular culture, inspiring countless books, films, and documentaries. The mystery of the Ripper continues to fascinate historians, criminologists, and the public alike. His legacy is a cautionary tale about the challenges of solving violent crimes and the societal issues that contribute to such tragedies. Jack the Ripper remains an enigmatic figure in the annals of crime history. His gruesome acts not only shocked the citizens of Victorian London, but also revealed deeper societal issues related to poverty, gender, and urban life. The case's enduring mystery continues to intrigue researchers, historians, and the general public, serving as a reminder of the challenges faced by law enforcement in understanding and combating violent crime. The legends surrounding Jack the Ripper, shaped by media sensationalism and public fascination, have transformed him into a cultural icon. His story represents a complex interplay between crime, society, and the human psyche, raising questions that remain relevant today. As new forensic techniques emerge and historical analyses evolve, the quest to uncover the true identity of Jack the Ripper may one day reach a conclusion. Until then, he remains a symbol of the dark side of humanity, a ghost haunting the streets of Whitechapel and the collective consciousness of society.